Hey guys, not dead yet, just wondering how to do this channel thing given how busy I am, though I think I have found myself a schedule to put out some videos in the meantime. But without further ado, we got Destiny content to talk about, and after a ton of waiting, with little to no teasers until the release of the content, we have gotten the new season on our hands. Season of the Seraph, the new Rasputin-themed season in Destiny 2 currently. I like the theme of the season so far. I, including many of the community, have been waiting to actually do something with Rasputin for around 2 years. Just happy to finally be able to do that in such a season. I like the story so far. It starts off with Osiris hopping right off of his coma and walking in on Anna, channeling the inner Destiny audience and asking her, "Any progress?" To which the answer was struggling to save Rasputin as he was still locked up in a decomposing engram. To which Osiris points her to the de facto option. So now with the guidance of Osiris, we go to Anna's crazy-ass grandpa, Clovis Bray, for assistance, in which he humbly gives us. So now we got him on board, we Guardians have two tasks: dealing with Zivora's forces so they don't get any world-ending war sets, and reviving Rasputin, in which we do by grabbing multiple machine intelligences called subminds. This week, we enter a submine referencing a historical figure named Malahayati. This was the first ever female admiral in the entire world. Now, if you did not know that, you must hit the subscribe button. It's the law. Story combined with the return of the beloved Eiklos weapons and craftable form, including the newer additions, gives me something to wake up and chase. A shame that the seasonal weapons don't produce Warmind cells, but not too hung up about it. There's quite a bit of reprised content within the season, with the cryptoglyphs, the returning Mars bunkers areas, and a lot more, no doubt. Though, personally, if you ask me, I really don't care about reprised content that much. For me, Destiny 2 has always been this simple focus of pushing towards story, and for the weapons to change and rewrite the sandbox, mixing and matching until you have a build you enjoy for some time. And that chase really hasn't changed for me so far, though I do understand community frustrations. I feel you guys, and can understand that the game could perform much, much better with fresher content implementations. Now, I haven't really revisited any of the buffed weapons within the patch last week. Xenophage and Overture are the main two ones I've wanted to get into touch with, being dusted off in the vault very soon. But what I have touched is the seasonal exotic, the Manticore. Now, personally, I don't enjoy this exotic. I saw the trailer, I saw a Void Bullet Trail, and that initially got me excited since I have a really specced out Void Hunter build with Falcons. Though, when I tried it, the gimmick felt a little clunky, especially in PvE. Floating in the air without much momentum is kind of annoying, whilst the damage being airborne is alright, but for the effort to essentially perfect rotations for a worse funnel web or Unforgiven with an exotic slot isn't worth it in my opinion. But that does lead me to my next point. Now, a fair bit of exotic primaries are still hard to pick up due to their legendary counterparts, with spec mods being pretty much good enough, or by their heavy exotics, but by themselves, these two options aren't that bad. Given the fact that most of our leading DPS options are often legendary heavies with linears and rockets fleeing up a exotic slot for most content. However, I believe PvE exotic submachine guns are great by themselves, but are one of the worst competitors for exotics because of the former problem. It puts them in a state where they have to be broken or at least amazing. Osteo Sugar is one of these weapons. Amazing DPS, add clear on top of that, and even more damage over time. It ticks all the right boxes for the pinnacle of submachine gun exotics. Teraba is the runner-up, and it's everything amazing when ramped up. Decent when you're building up to its perk. And then there's everything else. Tombi's matchbook is a hard sell given the fact that an incandescent callus mini tool provides comparably adequate damage and better ad clear without damage to your health bar. Huckleberry is an amazing option for ad clearing, especially with its catalyst going off, but do you need an exotic slot to achieve similar results? Of course not. What about Risk Runner though? The OG. Put some respect on its name. It could stand up to stuff like the legendary Ecolos, for example. Let's see what it's got. Oh. Oh no. That's not good. Now, to Risk Runner's defense, it does have its shield going on, but we do have a lot of damage resist going on, especially with resilience being reworked and a lot of other well mods on top of that that can really provide that instantaneously. Now, especially with things like Incandescent, Volt Shot, and Volatile Rounds being easily accessible across all classes, and many of the legendary options that have these perks can be focus farmed or craftable, it puts a fair bit of pressure on the exotics to become the creme de la creme when it boils down to it. Now I have to iterate, none of the submachine gun exotics are bad or anywhere near underperforming in our sandbox. Okay, maybe Tommy's matchbook, but still, it's just the Manticore follows the same downtrend of submachine gun exotics currently. Now, this could change given the fact that Bungie does often buff or nerf exotics at their leisure, but we really have to wait and see. So we also got quite a bit of cosmetics that we have, a lot of new armor that came out. I personally like the season pass armor, especially for hunters. I am a hunter main myself. Though I think that they kind of missed the mark for like our Assassin's Creed armor. We could have had Connor or Edward. Look, we had a lot of Assassin's Creed based hunter looks that could have fought a lot more other than Cassandra for our sets. For the Arc armor, I don't think it's bad necessarily. I do think that for me, it's not what I did expect. I do like the helmet for it on Hunter. But other than that, I don't see anything too crazy. I do like the new leaked Dawn, Season of the Dawn armor. But other than that, it's alright. Though none of the options that we have in the game right now, like involving new armor, I would kind of waste a synthweave strap on. Though time will tell, we still have dungeon armor coming up soon that's been hidden in the wraps. We have a lot more stuff coming. So maybe I'll see. Maybe my mind will change when we get it in our hands finally. Though I have my Bright Dust locked up and ready, so I'm just waiting. Aside from that, we do have some welcome changes to the Crucible. Firstly is the addition to competitive, where we get ranks based on our placements and play to the highest rank we can get. Though not a huge fan of Rift itself, it's just super long to play, and if I'm getting stomped, I just want it to be over with. However, what I do think is valuable is what they did with the rewards. It is Shax's turn to get the Trial/Gambit Engrams treatment, and I'm all here for it. You can farm weapons like Riptide, Frozen Orbit, Stars and Shadow, which makes sticking through the Crucible a lot more worth it, in my opinion. Alright, so that's all. Thanks for listening. We have a few God Roll videos coming up soon, and I can't wait to play the dungeon in the weekend. Can't wait to talk about that. Till then, this is Alchemist, out.